I'm Katie Couric. Tonight, a big glitch in the president's exit strategy for Iraq. Turns out there's a critical shortage of U.S. troops qualified to train the Iraqis. Store wars, just in time for your holiday shopping. America's retailers are slashing prices in a red-hot battle for your bucks. Treating back pain, are you better off having surgery or not? We'll tell you what a new study found. And we'll celebrate the life of Ed Bradley.
He is dignity, intelligence, culture, humor, kindness, soul, and fire.
This is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Hi, everyone. President Bush has said U.S. forces can't leave Iraq until the Iraqis can take care of their own security. Well, here comes another big problem. The American troops who are supposed to be training the Iraqis say they haven't been trained adequately themselves. And it looks like training the trainers will take a long time. From the Pentagon tonight, here's David Martin. David?
Katie, of the 140,000 American troops in Iraq, 5,000 of them are training and advising Iraqi forces. But according to the trainers themselves, the Army did not prepare them to accomplish their mission.
Where's the guys with the machine guns?
They are what counterinsurgency warfare is all about, training local forces to take over the fighting. And that is the linchpin of the American exit strategy. But in reports recording their experiences in Iraq, advisors like Colonel Nicholas Damas said the training he received before leaving the U.S. was a phenomenal waste of time, nearly irrelevant to the current situation in Iraq. Lieutenant Colonel Paul Szynski said counterinsurgency was our most important mission in Iraq, but there was zero training provided on it.
Because of complaints like that, the Army opened a new school at Fort Riley, Kansas, to train the trainers. So far, 500 have graduated, with another 550 there now, a fraction of what's needed.
The institutional Army has not caught up with the challenges of counterinsurgency, said Lieutenant Colonel Paul Yingling after he returned from Iraq last March. Yingling took part in one of the highlights of the war, the retaking of the city of Tal Afar by 3,000 American and 8,000 Iraqi troops, a model for what commanders hoped would happen in other violent cities.
And at the end, the Iraqi police will be the senior partner, and the Iraqi army will be the junior partner, and the U.S. and the coalition forces will be out of here.
Tal Afar proved the most important thing we do in counterinsurgency is building Iraqi security forces, Yingling said. Yet the Army is designed around the least important line of operations, combat operations. And it's not just the Army. Colonel Joseph DeSalvo said when he asked State Department officers to teach Iraqis the basics of city management, they brought nothing to the fight. They were vastly inexperienced.
Army officers say they can double the number of students going through the school at Fort Riley, but admit they'll still be playing catch-up. And commanders in Iraq are calling for even more trainers. Katie?
David Martin at the Pentagon tonight. Meanwhile, a joint U.S.-Iraqi force, just the type the Pentagon is trying to build, raided a neighborhood in Baghdad today, capturing 7 suspected militiamen. But the raid had some unintended victims. From Baghdad tonight, here's Elizabeth Palmer.
It was dawn in the Shiite slum of Sadr City when calamity struck from the sky. An American airstrike had accidentally killed a baby boy in his family home. His father was injured, so was his mother, says the neighbor. Who will protect us? U.S. and Iraqi forces smashed through houses here looking for criminals they believe kidnapped an American soldier last month. The dead child's uncle is a member of Iraq's parliament. Now he says there's no way he's going back to help govern this broken country. Coalition forces in Iraq are at full stretch, searching for citizens kidnapped from the education ministry last week and 4 American truckers abducted from a convoy in the south. Ordinary Iraqis are in despair. So news of high-level overtures on the diplomatic front are being eagerly embraced. They're coming from Iraq's neighbors. Syria to the north has reinstated diplomatic relations and is vowing to help restore stability to Iraq. And Iran on the eastern border sent its oil minister to Baghdad today. Iran's President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad has invited Iraq's president to Tehran for talks this weekend. Neither Iran nor Syria could be described as friends of either Iraq or of America, and both have selfish agendas. But with Western interests at stake in a region steeped in blood and misery and lurching toward chaos, they look less like part of the problem and may now have become part of the solution. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, Baghdad.
The White House believes Syria and Iran are still causing trouble in Lebanon, where today assassins killed a government official. Mark Phillips begins tonight's news briefing.
Another political assassination in Lebanon has the country once again teetering on the brink of chaos, just 4 months after the Israeli-Lebanese conflict. This time the victim was one of Lebanon's leading Christian anti-Syrian cabinet ministers, Pierre Gemayel, the son of a former president. Gunmen rammed their car into his and then sprayed it with bullets. There's been widespread international condemnation of the attack, including from President Bush, and widespread fear of reprisal, political killings, and even a slide into civil war.
I'm Mark Strassman. Sorrow deepened today in Huntsville, Alabama's school bus tragedy. A fourth student on board, 17-year-old Crystal McCrary, died today. The bus plunged 30 feet off a highway overpass yesterday. Still no official cause, but witnesses report a compact car driven by another teen from the same school bumped the bus before it crashed. Just last week, the National Transportation Safety Board put school buses on its list of most wanted safety improvements.
I'm Sandra Hughes in Hollywood, where Maverick director Robert Altman is being mourned. It was the dark 1970 anti-war comedy MASH that propelled Altman out of the pack. He made the movies he wanted, ensembles of characters colliding as their paths crossed. He'd write an outline and then let his stars improvise.
I make them do what they became actors to do in the first place, not as create.
Altman was nominated for Oscars 5 times, but only this year he won his first, a Lifetime Achievement Award at 81.
It was only after getting that Oscar that Robert Altman revealed he had a heart transplant 10 years ago. He said he was afraid that if the studios knew, he would never work again. Now to the coming attractions for the economy. The White House predicted today that economic growth will slow next year to below 3%. Thanks to the slump in the housing market. And inflation will tick up a bit. Prices are expected to rise just over 2.5%. Right now, big retailers are cutting prices just as the holiday shopping season begins. Sharon Alfonsi reports tonight on Store Wars.
In the retail price wars, this is the furry front line, the toy department. And it's here that stores are waging their fiercest battles. Analysts say whoever wins toy shoppers this season wins the year.
It's the old days of the price war, Walmart versus Target, and everyone else gets caught in the crossfire. The last time this happened in the 1990s, 5 of the top 10 toy retailers either went into bankruptcy and or liquidation. It's great for consumers. It's bad for competitors.
The holiday season typically accounts for nearly half of a retailer's annual revenue. $457 billion are up for grabs. So at Walmart, battle plans for this season were made months ago.
A bodo.
We actually started preparing for this holiday season in the springtime.
And at Target, they're firing back.
How closely are you watching Walmart to see how...
We do watch Walmart.
Dropping prices up to 40% just to get shoppers in the store.
We make sure that our pricing is in line with theirs.
Early demand has surprised some retailers, so discounts are easy to find, but other things are a bit tougher.
Elmo would be normally where?
Elmo would be on a front end cap, and we're sold out right now.
We went looking for Elmo Extreme. Turns out he's extremely hard to find. Target sells him for $40, but was sold out. Walmart for a bit less, but no luck. Toys R Us said they were about $40 and in stock. So CBS producer Jack Renault went in for the elusive capture.
This was the last one, and he only speaks Spanish.
How do you say, make my kid stop crying in Spanish? Sharon Alfonsi, CBS News, New York.
A couple of other business notes tonight. Alcoa says it's cutting 6,700 jobs worldwide, 5% of its workforce, to try to boost profits. And then there's Google. Just over 2 years ago, it went public at $85 a share. Should have bought it. It closed today at more than $500. There is much more CBS News straight ahead. And when we come back, you're back. If you're one of the many people with an aching one, we have important news you'll want to hear.